Forgotten. The school. The school of forgotten magic no longer exists. Some of the first humans to walk the earth could see and weave magical plots, reveling in the magical flows that they alone could see. They were able to create powerful spells thanks to their symbiosis with the magic. But their love for magical arts was quickly transformed into the cause of their own destruction. Increasingly split between the physical and magical world, they soon disappeared, becoming themselves part of the magical currents. Their apprentices and several of their descendants inherited the powerful spells they created, but no one was ever able to control or truly understand them, and to this day, those who are ill-prepared run the risk of triggering catastrophic effects. The Black Rose Lodge is the keeper of the forgotten magic, and few Grand Masters have ever been able to get a taste of its power. To gain possession of it, a fitting sacrifice must be offered, a price that only the most courageous are willing to pay. Given that there are no schools tied to the forgotten magic, its symbol has been identified over the centuries as that of the lodge where it is held, a black rose made of ash and metal. The deck of forgotten spells is one for which the mages cannot draw unless they go to the Black Rose Room and give up their spell cards. This deck holds extremely powerful spells. There's only one copy of each spell in this deck. Once cast, they are eliminated from the game. Hello geeks and gamers, Geek here with another random video. There have been a lot of threads on the forums and on the Facebook groups asking how many promo forgotten spell cards there are and how they can get them and where they came from. So with today's video, I'll start off my forgotten spell introduction with the promo cards. The first promo spell, Armageddon, was released as a convention exclusive through Essen, as well as the Dice Tower Kickstart as a cross promotion between Lewis Magnus and Dice Tower. On the straight or light side of Armageddon, it is a combat spell, element type of Earth, and it's a model target type with special effect. Inflict 4 damage to all models in play. You suffer 2 damage from the Black Rose. This spell is great and works in tandem with the Agony School of Magic, where it comes to the Black Rose damage. In the center of the spell, you can see it's got the dot. So you place 1 instability in the room where the spell is cast from. On the reverse, or dark side of Armageddon, it is a known misprint. Choose 3 rooms, except the Black Rose and Throne Room. Send the mages back to their cells. Destroy the rooms. And here you would gain 4 power points. The activation tokens for these rooms are not claimed by anyone. The next spell that was released was also an Essen promo, and this is for the non-foil version, and it was also released as a Black Friday special through one of their Ashes magazines off their website, and that was for the non-foil version. And for the foiled version of Black Lymph, it was released as a Kickstart exclusive for backers. On the straight or light side of Black Lymph, it's a contingency spell. The element type is any, and the target is a star, which is a special type. Look at the Forgotten Spells deck, choose one card, and add it to your hand. Gain 1 power point. On the reverse, or dark side of Black Lymph, the spell type and element type remain the same, but the target is a room with asterisk, so anywhere on the board. Lose 2 power points, destroy the Black Rose room, and take the room token. So by sacrificing 2 points, you gain 4 because the token for the Black Rose room is worth 6 at the end of the game. Straight side of the Black Lymph card is a lot more beneficial because it actually allows you to search through the Forgotten Spell deck for any one card that you want, and you gain a point off that. And there's more spells that you can actually benefit by gaining more points than you would by destroying the Black Rose room. But where you would take that is to prevent other people from getting the Rose room, if the Rose room isn't your main focus and Forgotten Spells aren't your main focus. The third promo released was through the Man vs. Meeple cross promotion with Ludus Magnus Studios. And on the straight side of Supreme Invocation, it's a contingency spell with an element magic type, with a magic element type, and it's a single model with the asterisk symbol. Up to 5 models, mages or evocations in the lodge can act immediately under your control. This includes your evocations, but not yourself. This is very handy when causing mayhem. Gain control of 5 pieces and start going around dealing damage. Works great with Hashimer and the Blood School of Magic, as well as Eliumbra, who likes to get in there and do some damage. On the reverse, or dark side of Supreme Invocation, the spell type and element type remain the same. The target is a room with the asterisk symbol. Summon up to 3 different evocations from the ones available in play in 3 different rooms. You cannot summon evocations derived from the Forgotten Magic School. This will come up a little later on with some of the other Forgotten spells that don't actually say that, but you still can't summon Forgotten spell evocations from this because they are special summons. They actually say Forgotten summon on them. And with those, they can only be summoned via their specific Forgotten spell card. The 4th promotional card is Alma Mater Studiorum. This one was released through the Kickstart campaign for the original Black Rose Wars game. And backers that filled out a survey that was emailed to them got this card for free. And it's a contingency spell. The element is any, and target is yourself. Search through and draw 4 cards from any school of magic. You cannot choose from the Forgotten Magic School. Reshuffle all decks you searched in the library and gain 3 power points. This one has the dot in the center, so whatever room you cast the spell from, you place 1 instant ability of your color into it. On the reverse or dark side of Alma Mater Studiorum, the spell type, element type, and target type all remain the same. Remove up to 5 cards from your memories and your hand. Shuffle together your memories in Grimoire. Draw spells from your new Grimoire up to your max hand limit. Gain 3 power points. This is a very excellent spell that allows you to fill up your maximum hand size. So when you race to get more Forgotten spells, you'll actually have cards to discard and throw away for drawing. And if you mix this with the Omnia spell that lets you activate a room twice, which will be a total of 8 cards you would have to discard, So those mages that have the big hand limits, this will allow you to get 2 more forgotten spells. The next forgotten spell released was also an Essen promo, as well as released last year through the website, through the Ashes magazine. There's no reverse side or dark side of the card, it's just straight up one side. And this one will summon the Nightmares, Cthulhu. Here's Cthulhu. He's just the cutest, most annoying little thing you could probably come across in this game. Fatang! When you draw this card, shout Fatang, then reveal this card and apply its effect. The spell type is a rose, the element type is any, and it's got a special as far as target. Discard all the other cards you drew with this one, assign a Cthulhu to a mage within anywhere on the board. If you can't do this, assign Cthulhu to yourself. Gain 3 power points and then discard this card. Here's the evocation card of Cthulhu. This is it with the art print on the back. He's a nightmare type evocation. Cthulhu can't suffer damage and can't be removed by spells. When he attacks, Cthulhu always targets the mage he is assigned to. A mage defeated by a Cthulhu attack must assign him to another mage. If he can't, or if he is defeated in any other way, Cthulhu remains assigned to that mage. He has a movement of 0 because he moves when the mage moves. He has an attack of 3, and he has no health, due to the fact he always stays in play. There's no way to ever get rid of this guy once he's in play. And for the Nightmare card rules, this is an earlier transcription of the rule sheet. It has evolved since then. Now they're considered incubi or incubus, which is similar to the Nightmare. Evocations with the Nightmare, incubus, or incubi archetype follow these rules. It is always considered under the Black Rose control and activates at the start of the evocation phase under the Black Rose. So anytime it's going to do damage, the cubes it applies to are going to be the cubes for the Black Rose. It is not summoned, but assigned to a mage. So anything that would allow you to summon nightmares or incubi or incubus, they can't be summoned because they're never summoned, they are assigned to a mage. A nightmare model attaches to the mage it is assigned to, moves with it, and cannot be moved otherwise. The assigner of the nightmare places its card in one of the summon spaces or evocation slots of the mage to which it is attached. The nightmare or incubus card covers any summon cards present in that summon space. The card of an evocation summoned in a space already occupied by a nightmare card will be placed under that card. Models of the evocations that have their cards covered by a nightmare card must be put outside of the lodge and is considered out of the game. Cannot be targeted or influenced by any effects. When a nightmare card covered an evocation card is discarded, the evocation owner places the model within one space from themselves. Unless otherwise specified, when a mage is defeated, all nightmares assigned to them are removed. So normal nightmares will get removed from game, whereas Cthulhu will stay in play and keep moving around. But now there is one exception to the rule as far as covering up evocations. It has been confirmed by Marco, the game designer from Ludus Magnus Studios, that if all 3 of your evocation slots are full and you have one of the 3 immune Forgotten Spell monsters. The Necro Dragon, Chrono, or Lucifero. They have special abilities that they can never be removed from game by spells and effects other than specific things that are met on the card. For Lucifero, he's got fading counters, and that's the only way he can actually be removed from the game is after the last fading counter goes away. He fades away. The Necro Dragon can only be removed by destroying it, so you have to damage it. And it's got 2 fading counters on it. Each time the mage that's transformed into the dragon dies, removes a fading counter. So you actually have to kill the mage twice. And the dragon's total health pool is the amount that mage is. So if the mage has 12 health, then the dragon will have a health of 24 technically, and it will have to be killed twice. And as far as Chrono goes, he can never be removed by any spell effects. You also have to kill him. And he has a health pool 5 times the number of players, so at any given time he can have a total health of 30. But now back to the being covered by the Nightmare. If you have one of those 3 in an evocation slot, and like I said, if your evocation slots are full, you have to pick one of the other 2 slots to put the Nightmare in. And if there's a Nightmare covering the other 2 evocations, and you have one of the immune ones, Marco is ruled and let me know that you would still put the Nightmare card. So in this case, you would put Cthulhu card. You can assign it to the same space as like the Necro Dragon, but instead of actually affecting the dragon would still be active in play, but the Cthulhu card would sit next to it in tandem. So it's very unlikely but possible that you could have Lucifero, the Necro Dragon, and Chrono. And if that's the case, you can also have 3 Nightmares placed side by side with them. So in that case, there could actually be 6 evocation cards down below. But who has all that time to actually go and farm for Forgotten Spells? The next promo, Forgotten Spell, was released in the same Ashes magazine as Cthulhu, as well as last year's convention. And there was a Black Rose Wars Rebirth scenario that had a printable cards and game board, and you got to cut out all the stuff. On the straight or light side, Power Word Kill is the combat spell. Element type is the Profane. And it's a room with a range of 0. So the room you're standing in, defeat all the models within 1 room from the target room. Nobody gains power points from these defeats. You gain 2 power points for each defeated mage. So from the room you're standing in, you choose a room up to 1 space away. So either your room or the next room adjacent to it, and you defeat them all. You gain 2 power points, and since you're defeating all the mages, you would get a trophy token for each of the defeated mages. This is very handy when blocking other players from actually getting power points off of defeating mages. This will definitely paint a bullseye on you. On the reverse, or dark side of Power Word Kill, it's a contingency spell. The element type is fire, and has one of the new target icons. This one is a model with a little mage hat up to 1 space away. So the target is actually going to be a mage. Defeat the target, nobody gains power points from this defeat, and you gain 5 power points. So this is similar to the other side of the card, where instead of killing everyone in the room, you do one straight up defeat of one mage, and you gain 5 power points. And you would get its trophy for the defeat as well. This side would be used if there wasn't a lot of mages in the area with you. That way you're not really wasting the spell itself. The next promo Forgotten spell was also released from the promotional scenario. This one is Murderous Cloud on the straight side or light side. It's a combat spell, an element type of water, and the target type is special, so at the star. Inflict 4 damage and convert 2 damage to all other mages in the lodge. On the reverse or dark side of Murderous Cloud, the spell type, element type, and target type all remain the same. In this one, you inflict 2 damage and convert 4 damage to all other mages in the lodge. So this one is kind of situational. So depending on the mages around you and where their damage is at, you can use either side to determine that. This one is actually really good when placed in your quick spell. That way you don't have to choose either one side at any one given time. And the final promotional card was also released from the Ashes magazine. On the straight or light side, Ancient Symbol is a contingency spell, element type is everything, and it also has a special target type. Remove all the succubus in the lodge, summon up to 2 evocations on any space on the board. All the evocations in the lodge activates under your control. Like before, this allows you to summon 2 of any evocations, except for the Forgotten summons, because they're special types, as well as Nightmares, because they're not summoned, they are assigned. But you can choose your Hashmer actions as the summon. On the reverse or dark side of Ancient Symbol, the spell type, element type, and target type remain the same. Similar to the other side, remove all the succubus in the lodge. For each summon removed, gain 2 power points. This side is very situational. And there are only 3 succubus in the summon pool. So unless all 3 of them are actually in play, this won't see much play inside normal games. But if you're playing the scenario that it came with, for the 2-player Rebirth, it's actually really handy because the only summon available there is the succubus. As always, the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, comment, click the bell icon if you like my content. And until the next video, this is Geek signing out.